Hey, what's good, fam? Coach Rod here. I want to talk about why are some men in the church are spoiled. You notice I said some men in the church. I don't want to say all men, because that would be unfair to say all men in the church are spoiled. But we have a large percentage of men in the church is spoiled, and we tell women, "Oh, get your God-fearing man, get your man that love God. If he love God, he gonna love you." And the women like, okay, but when I date a man in the church, I get the same results. And the reason why I'm doing this video because I have coached 3 female clients, and they both were Christians, and they both were dating men in the church. And all three of those men, once they found out that they wasn't getting none, well, two of them, one of them he was already getting some, but at least two of those men, once they found out that they wasn't getting none, they sort of ghost or backed off. And one particular client, I coach. She met his pastor. He met her pastor. So they met the pastors and all that. And the guy was talking all good in the beginning. Hey, you my wife. You the one. I want to marry you. Blah blah blah. So they was in a relationship. To get married. And she was like, okay, everything was good. All of a sudden, he started not being consistent, being inconsistent. You know, not making no time for it no more like he used to. And the thing about it is, she was like, what's going on? But come to find out that, he had another woman in the church that he go to. They didn't go to the same church. So they went to different churches, but he had another girlfriend spending the time with her that he wasn't spending he spent time with other girl that go to his church. That's why I always tell y'all, when a man not consistent with time, he entertaining somebody else. Whenever you with a man and he start off good, spending time with you, and then he start being inconsistent. He don't call as much. He don't make time for you no more. He's entertaining somebody else. And I tell y'all, based upon my experience as a coach, this is what I go. This is what I do. And kind of find out it was another woman that he was messing with in his church. And I actually say, what are your plans? Are you planning on going back? No. He said, no, I ain't going back to that. And I was like, wow. And I was proud of her. And I was sort of like shocked because most women I coach, a man would cheat on them and leave them for somebody else. And they still want the man. And most of my clients are Christians, and they want me to pray that God bring that man back in their life and pray for them. Oh, pray for me. Pray for you for what? The man don't want you. He left it for somebody else. Ain't that God ain't gonna make nobody be with you, you know. So I was very happy and proud of her that she said she's not going back. And I was like, wow, that's real good. And I began to walk her through the healing process. But what came to my mind is, why is the Christian man in the church doing the women the same way the men on the streets? I'm like, what that? It shouldn't be this way. A woman should be able to go to church and get her a Christian husband, and they should be able to fall in love, get married, do it God's way, wait till they get married to fall in love, and have sex, whatever. But a lot of Christian men, not all, but a lot of Christian men in this day and age is not willing to wait. Just like the men on the streets. They're not willing to wait. And the reason why I believe, this is my opinion, because there's no accountability in the churches these days. There's no accountability. See, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this here. This is why men in general are spoiled, and even church men are spoiled, because when men start neglecting their responsibility as men and leaving all the responsibility on women to raise kids by themselves. So it's not the woman's fault. The men who abandon their children is their fault, because now they forcing a woman to raise a son, and she got to be the nurturer and disciplinary. And not all, but most women, most women in this day and age, in this generation, struggle with disciplining their son. Most women in this generation, they over nurture their son. They spoil their son, and they don't know how to have balance. But that's where the father come in at. That's where the daddy come in at to bring in balance. So a lot of women in this day and age, they're raising sons. They're gonna do what they do best. It's nurture. Women are created to nurture. They're gonna nurture and they're gonna spoil and they're gonna overdo it. Now you take this young boy, when he get grown, guess what? Women, I seen it all the time. Women still spoiling their grown son. For an example, I had one lady reach out to me and on Facebook. Coach Rod, I won't go out and send me a husband, but I got me a 25-year-old son in my house. He never had a job. He don't work. All he do is eat up all the food. Like, and I'm paying all the bill by myself. I'm tired of struggling. I need a husband to help me out. I won't go out and send me a husband. Like, I don't know what to do. You know, I gave her I gave her my advice, and guess what? She ain't like my advice. Cause one thing about me, you don't want the truth. Don't come to me, cause I'm gonna tell you the truth. And I told her, I said, listen, before you get a husband, you gotta get that 25-year-old son out your house, because it can't be number one head in your house. That's your husband. And when you bring a man in that house and you got a grown son in there eating all the food and working, they're gonna bump heads. Because it reminded me of the movie Baby Boy. When Jody mama started dating, he got mad. Guess what? They were fighting. Remember the movie Baby Boy? That's what's gonna happen when you got two men in the house. Can't be but one head. You know, and that's what Jody mama was trying to tell him. Like, you gotta go on your own. You gotta get out of the house. You gotta be a man and that's what that movie Baby Boy was about. You understand me? And that's what's gonna happen if you a woman. You got a grown son in your house who ain't working, but you want a husband. I told her, I said, you gotta get your house in order first before God send your husband. She ain't like that. I said, you gotta make the nest uncomfortable. I don't want to throw my son out. I'm not telling you to throw him out, but you gotta make it uncomfortable. You let him do what he do. That's why he doing that. Because you're not making the nest uncomfortable. I told her, you gotta push this man. You gotta push your son, get him out that house. But I said that to say this. He's a prime example of a mother over spoiling her son. Because if the daddy was in the house, he would have been, because ain't no man gonna let no grown son step in the house, he ain't working. You understand me? Because that's how my daddy was. You understand me? And my mama was the same way. See, that's the thing. See, that's why I'm the man that I am today, because, you know, I had a father and a mother. I had a daddy, but my daddy, he wasn't really the disciplining one, but he was there, he was working and all that, providing all that, but he just was quiet, laid back, chill. But my mom was the backbone of the house. My mom is the one that set order. My mom was the one that said, on Sundays, y'all going to church. See, the old school women, the old school mother, like my mom and the mother who raised her, them old women, now there's some strong women. Them women can raise a boy and mold him into a man, because they know how to nurture and they know how to be a disciplinarian. Most women in this day and age can't do that. See what I'm saying? Because I had to clean up, I had to do dishes, but you got women now that do everything for their son. Everything for their son. Everything but his son. Son 13 years old, he ain't gotta wash no dishes, he ain't gotta cook, he ain't gotta do nothing. He ain't gotta clean, he ain't gotta do nothing. All you gotta do is just sit down, go to school, play video game, and that's it. No, I had to wash dishes, take out the garbage, do the floor. In the summertime, when my mama went home, if she came home and the house ain't clean, all hell gonna break loose. Understand me? Because my mama want the house clean, so when she come home, all she gotta do is just cook. She ain't gotta come home, work all day, and then clean the house, then cook. My mama didn't play that. My mama didn't play that. But a lot of these women these days, they are not wired like that. They just let their son do whatever they want to do. They over nurture their son. Now, when their son get grown and start dating, he looking for a mama that he can have sex with. And guess what the females do these days? The females spoil men. Females the men don't have to pursue women no more. They ain't got to pro women no more. All the men got to do is just tell them, I love you, you beautiful, you my wife. And as soon as a man tell a lot of these women that they got their legs open, their pocketbook open, they buying men properties, they buying men Rolex watches. This is why a lot of men spoil in Christian men. Spoil. They want a woman to spoil them. When I was in school, if I wanted a girlfriend, I had to go talk to them. The girls that were raised with me. Now you may have some girls approach a boy, but they didn't approach no boys. A lot of females in my school, in high school, they're not gonna approach you. If you want them, you gotta go to them. Yeah, you gotta go to them. If you don't go to them girls, you're not gonna have no girlfriend. You're not gonna have no girlfriend. You understand me? But now these women in this day and age, they'll run behind a man. They'll run behind a man. The man ain't even got to show no interest, and they paying for the man, giving the man money. The man having sex with the man, doing all this stuff, and all these women who disagree with my post. Like I said, that woman came on my post talking about, oh, I disagree because Ruth proposed to Boaz. That means women ain't nothing wrong with women because Ruth did it. And women like her who proposing to men, that's why men spoil. Women like her who ain't got no self-esteem, who ain't got no values and morals about herself, and she caught up and thirsty for a man. So she chasing and pursuing men, and all she doing is spoiling the men. This is why these men are so spoiled. So now, and y'all gotta understand, like me, just to give y'all some information about me. Like I said, I had a strong mom. I had a father figure. My daddy died. My dad was in the house, but my daddy died when I was 18. So I was pretty much an adult. But when I got saved, but my childhood, I was in football. My mom, my daddy, I had to play football. I had to go to the boys club. So I was around men all my life. When I go to play football, if I do something wrong, I get cussed out. My mama don't go out to the football coach and cuss him out. Uh, that's what made me a man. Me having men in my life, iron sharpens iron. Having men in my life molded me from a boy into a man. So now, when I got 18, when I got saved, when I really gave God my life, because I grew up in the church, but I wasn't really saved for myself. But when I got 18 and really gave God my life, and my first pastor, Pastor Curtis, my former spiritual father and pastor, he the one really taught me about manhood. You know what I'm saying? And when I did wrong, he'll come in the office. He'll sit me down and say, listen, you can't preach one thing and you ain't living nothing. Because if you do that's hypocrisy, you know. And he taught me how to have integrity. And when I wasn't doing right, you're gonna come in the office, you're gonna sit down and you're gonna have a talk. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. If a young boy was raised by his mother and he was spoiled all his life, when he become a Christian and join the church, his pastor is his spiritual father. His pastor is responsible for molding him from a young boy into a man. But the pastors these days don't do that. The pastors these days are not made like my pastor, my former pastor, Pastor Curtis. It's hard to find a Pastor Curtis like that who gonna teach you manhood, who gonna teach you with his actions and with his conversation, with his talking. And you're gonna see it because iron sharpens iron. But by me submitting myself up under him, that's why I'm the man that I am today. Because I had a strong spiritual father who took me up under his wing and showed me how to be a man. You understand me? That's how I am the man that I am today. But the churches now, they're not holding these men accountable. Men don't want no accountability. Nobody holding these men accountable, even the pastors. Because if that would have been me, that woman I coached, because she told me, I met his pastor, he met my pastor. We both know each other pastor. I'm a pastor in the church, right? If I got a spiritual son, because if you go to my church, you're my spiritual son. If you're born of me, you're my spiritual son. So I got a spiritual son and his girlfriend, they come and introduce themselves to me. Pastor, this is my girlfriend. Oh, that's y'all. Oh, y'all go together? Yeah, we together. All right, hey, come in my office. I'm gonna bring him in the office. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna talk to her. Then what I want to do, I want to figure her out to see if he right, is she right for my spiritual son. Cause I can have one conversation with a person and know, nah, they ain't no good. Cause I got discernment. But if I have a conversation with her and him, and I sense she a good woman, I'm gonna tell him, listen, I'm gonna hold you accountable now. You put to lead this woman, okay? Then I'm gonna tell her, hey, my daughter, if you do anything, let me know. All right? I'm holding him accountable. I'm gonna hold y'all accountable, both y'all accountable. Now, I'm gonna check on her. I'm gonna check on her. Hey, y'all doing all right? Y'all straight? Y'all good? And then, I'm gonna ask my spiritual son, what happened to you and your girl? Y'all ain't together no more. Then I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna tell her, hey, call me. She called me, but Pastor, he left me. He cheated on me with somebody at y'all church. Get what? He gonna come in my office? I said, let me tell you something, son. You cannot be in leadership. Cause I think he was in the music department or something. You cannot be, and that's leadership. And then dealing with music, you preaching, you ushering, that's leadership. I call him my office, tell him, say, listen here, son. You can't be in leadership and cheat on your girlfriend. You gotta sit yourself down. You gotta repent and get yourself back right with God. Sit down for a little bit. And then when you finish repenting, you come back up in leadership. But you gotta repent. You gotta sit down. Sit them down for a whole 2 months. That's how the old school preachers used to do it. That's how the old school preachers. See, the church I came out of, we had accountability, man. I came out of a holiness church in the South, and you couldn't be living any kind of way, and you in leadership. My granddaddy was a bishop, and we had elders, we had deacons, we had mothers, we had a church full of leaders, and it was a young elder at the church I grew up in. He was a young elder, and he wanted to be a player. My granddaddy called him in the office. It was my granddaddy and elders in the church. Bishop Bennett called him in the office and set him down, and they rebuked him so hard that man was crying. When they got through finishing rebuking him, the elders of the church and the bishop, he repented and got himself right. Because back in those days, men was held accountable. You could not treat your wife any kind of way and you still be a leader in the church. There was strong men. There was men of integrity. You don't see that in the church no more. There's no accountability in the churches because all you gonna hear when you go to church is the prosperity message. All you gonna hear when you go to church, oh, sit down in the bank until the bank give you a loan. You're gonna be a millionaire next week. God gonna send your husband, and the women in the church shouting and dancing around, praying God. I thought that's all they do in the church is come up with these false prophecies. But they're not teaching leadership. They're not teaching men how to have integrity. Iron sharpens iron. And what I'm trying to say is one reason why a lot of Christian men are spoiled is because they don't have nobody to hold them accountable. There's no accountability in the churches no more. No accountability. You can do what you want to do. As long as you got a talent, you can operate in the church. Churches have changed. Churches have changed. When I was coming up, they hold you accountable. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, in order for a man to be a man, he got to be in order for a boy to become a boy to a man, he got to be molded. He got to be molded. He got to see another man, and that's the responsibility of the pastor. The pastor's responsibility is to teach the men in the church how to be leaders, how to lead their homes, and how to love their wife like Christ loved the church. But you got Christian men in the church. If you're not giving up, guess what? They gone. They gone. Christian men in the church disagree with my content. I understand why the unsaved men do it, but you got Christian men in the comment section on my video. Oh, I'm a Christian man. Where in the Bible, where the Bible says a man supposed to provide and protect women. You don't know that scripture? That's the most popular scripture in the Bible. Ephesians 5:25. You don't know that scripture? See what I'm saying? Christian man. in the church. And that's why women in the church get the same thing they will get with the men on the street. Because pastors are not holding these men accountable. As a pastor, it's their responsibility to teach their singles how to date, teach them and hold their singles accountable. Make sure their singles are not laying around living in sin. The pastor is responsible for his sheep. Pastor's not doing that no more. And that's why the Christian men are spoiled. And all that I gotta say to my Christian sisters out there, you just gotta keep your morals and you thinking like, man, I'm doing right, I'm living right for God. I got standards. You know, I hear Coach Rod talking about keep your legs closed. I'm doing what Coach Rod say, I'm watching the video. And then this girl over here, she getting a husband. Oh, this girl over here, she got her man. When I'm gonna get my man? And then you feel like I might as well just do what they doing. Listen to me. Because your friend or your cousin or somebody else got a man doesn't mean they're happy. Understand this right here. 9 times out of 10, them women who got a husband or who got a man and they did it the wrong way by laying on their back and spoiling these men, not letting men, not having no standards and having values, they're not happy. You might find a small percentage of them women happy. But whenever you don't have no values and standards and morals, and you let a man get you on your back outside of the marriage bed, outside of the marriage bed, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be happy. Cause I coach women who are married. I have coached women who are in a relationship with a man, and they are not happy. And the women who putting their men on social media, oh, me and my boo out on a dinner date. Oh, me and my boo out. Oh, me and my boo doing it here. I just coached them last week. And last week, you was telling me the man cuss you out. And the man disrespect you. He look at other women in your face. But y'all out there on a date together. And then when you tell the man about what he doing, he cussing you out, talking about you insecure. And then a week later, you got him on Facebook talking about me and boo out on a dinner date. And I'm on Facebook like that right here. I'm scrolling on Facebook. I see the same woman I coach. Got her man on Facebook. Me and my boo out on dinner date. I'm looking at the post like, huh? Just last week he was cussing you out. But you got the man on Facebook. Ladies, I'm trying to tell y'all, don't believe everything you see on Facebook. Every woman on Facebook are not happy. Every woman who got their man on Facebook who doing it the wrong way, most majority of the women not happy. And y'all single looking like, dang, I wish I had what she had. No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't be jealous of nobody else's relationship. Because you doing the right thing, you living right, you got your morals and your values and your standards, you keep your standards the way they are. Understand me? You be patient. And you got to have a mind to say, you know what? I will not lower my standards. I will not lower my values just to change my relationship status. Because a lot of them women who in a relationship, they lower their standards. They lower their value so they can change their relationship status and they still not happy. And some of them married. And the only reason they married because they're a Christian and they believe it's a sin to get a divorce. And you don't want to be like that. So, ladies, just be encouraged. Just know one thing. You pleasing God. You may not be pleasing men, but you pleasing God. When it all said and done, if you never get a husband, if you never get married, at least you can hear the Lord say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. It is Coach Rod. God bless you. If you need coaching, the link will be in the description box. Click on that link, book a coaching session. My Facebook page. Go on my profile page when it say My Mentor Life. Click on that link and get a coach, get a friend, get an accountability friend, get a motivational friend that's going to teach you some things, going to give you a right relationship advice. I'm not going to tell you what the church folk tell you. Pray for him, get some oil, put on his pillow, none of that. I'm going to give you some good, sound, Christian relationship advice. Hey, this is Coach Rod signing out. Y'all have a good one. God bless you.